Alright everyone, another van talk. We're just on way back from our paving supplier, RF Paving. So van's a bit slow. I've got a Packer Indian Stone it back. Oh yeah, just another sort of topic which comes up a lot, especially us being like visible on social media. Like people, they're always going to question stuff and tell you how to do stuff and that. Like someone's always going to have something to say. But I've got a good handle of things because my dad's been in industry for, I think, 45 years. Like started at Mason Paver Council. I mean, when my dad was 20, he was in charge of a team of men. Do you know what I mean? Like, just don't happen now, does it? But it was just to talk about really the changes in sort of landscaping and that. It's massive. If we take it just for more recent times, I suppose, if you say in the last 10-15 years, like when I started with my dad, and I'm 32. So when I was, to know what I was looking at, say I was like 16 or something, and it were a lot of concrete paving, stuff like that. Indian Stone in its early form, when it weren't calibrated, it was really strange stuff. Like it could be like 50 mil thick on one end, and then right thin on other. So you can imagine that would just an absolute nightmare. Like people now wanting to, well, this leads into where you're doing it. So obviously where things are now with your full beds, full contact beds, that weren't a thing because you couldn't sort of do it. Every piece were like random. Like we know with a screed and that full bed, you've got to be laying some of this uniform, or it just ain't really going to happen. And again, there were no primer. Now my dad does say, and he has always said, that when they first started coming round this Indian Stone, it were always recommended to be used with a cement and water slurry. He says that were like that from start. Now you'll see a massive amount of discussion on it about not doing anything, just wetting them, putting cement slurry on, putting the new primers on, which just for thing is what we done are. I have a Ultrascape Pro Prime and I'll put it on everything. Absolutely everything will prime because just our industry's gone this day. How visible we are on social media, just can't not do it because there's just too many. The problem is with social media and this world, I don't know if it's just around me in Yorkshire, I think it's the whole country, but there's just so many people dying to drag you down. There really is. And they're looking at absolutely anything to try and discredit you, damage your reputation, anything like that. Nah. It's life we've picked, and there's obviously other builders, landscapers who've got a lot more exposure, bigger channels, and it's like they get some proper, you won't believe fucking stuff they get said. I mean, I know on TikTok I get some out of it. You have to go and check it out. Go and find Howard's Way Construction on TikTok, and you'll probably see. As Facebook's get a lot of views, normally have something to say. But it just shows when you do videos, if you do something with a mistake in it, an intentional mistake, they're the ones that go big. It just shows you, doesn't it? Like that, the people just dying to say something. But a lot of it's only sort of saying stuff into it. You don't get like downright, well, you do get downright evil stuff, but it's all part of it now, isn't it? It's all part of the game. So I've got to have window open for, it's red hot this sun. I mean, what's it saying? 16 degrees, but definitely starting to turn here in England now for autumn. It's been a terrible summer for us. But no, yeah, on the original Indian Stone, no primer, or if it's a cement slurry. Now, I know for a fact, like me 10 years ago, and my dad were laying loads with nothing. No primer, no. Another thing that's changed massively is the compounds, the jointing compounds. It used to be sand cement, like we'd lay them on a bed of sand cement and we'd point them up at the same time, so it like made like a case round the flag, and we never had no trouble. But now it seems that I think what changed, and it's ever since a little bit before COVID, when prices started going up and stuff, really expensive. So when that happens, people are going to take more notice of what work you're doing. It's not a cheap thing to be doing. Like labour, because there's so few of us, labour prices have gone up massively, materials have gone up massively. Now if someone's paying 15, 20 grand on a garden, they're gonna be looking at you with a real microscope, aren't they? And that's right. Like we don't mind it at all. Really don't mind it. It's very rare when you get customers that, and well, in fact, I haven't had any. You get them, you might have a discussion with them about something, but causing us trouble and stuff like that, never. So that's just a testament to us stuff, and I try and show it as much as possible because it's massive. It's not even about showing off. It's a massive thing. Accolade to our reputation. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? The big accolade to us is that we've never had any trouble with customers, but there's so much of it going around, and it's just always to come up with the cheap stuff, taking a cheaper price. But the fact is now, I know for a fact there's people, I'd never name anyone, but I think it's fine to talk about. I'd never name a name or company name, that are charging the same as us and maybe even more, and they're not doing stuff properly. Or, which I think is a genuine thing, and I've always said this, I think a lot of people, like, because I know something like Loveland, I think they believe they're doing the right thing, but they're just not. And that comes down to a skill gap, doesn't it? An experience and skill gap and a training gap. Now, whose fault's that? Oh, customers not going to know, are they? That's why we have to show as much as we can. Squid that. Apple Lucozade. Right stuff. I've been off at Monsters because they're fucking sending me proper wappy. Didn't even know, but I was doing like 4 a day at one bit. proper freaking out and then at Monster, like shaking, getting palpitations. You know, that was just from, I don't know really, trying to get through the day, I suppose, keep loads of energy. It's a very weird thing with me, not with me, it's with all entrepreneurs, business owners, is an unquenchable thirst just to do right well, to go after everybody. Oh shit beans. To be going along with everybody, really pushing as hard as you can and things like that. That was what will be my next van talk actually, so I'll not get into that because it's going to make this one too long. I will talk about that on next van talk. That sort of mindset, business mindset, because it is really important. Might think it's a load of woo-woo sort of stuff, but keep an eye out for next, and I'll definitely talk about that. So as usual with van talks, I set off on about changes in industry and I've just devolved into now. Basically it's changed a lot massively. Summarise, stuff costs a fortune and people want the pound of flesh for the money. It's business. It's a capitalist economy, business to be had. They're going to come out with all sorts of products, say you need this, you need that, gets to people, they say you need, I mean, you can't do it without this, price just goes up. Anyway, everybody ends up paying more for everything. That's just story, innit? But that's how world works, unfortunately, innit? Yeah, but you just got to do your research. And again, it's not because I've got a social media following. Oh, it's like just go on the social media. The amount of people that I see that they've got trouble on these, because I'm in them nightmare customers groups, right? Laugh back where you ought to join them on Facebook, some proper hilarious stuff in them. But it's always, but they ain't wrong. They're not nightmare customers. It's trades that are messing stuff up. That's all it is. But just do your research, get on the social media pages, see if they're active. Videos are better because they're showing you, aren't they, kind of a load of dodgy pictures and that, pictures of other people's work, and or just not active. It's not because they ain't got time, because they're brilliant. It's like, no, they don't want to show it. And if they ain't got time and effort to put into showcasing the portfolio, they're not that proud of it, then what do you think they're going to do to your job? Not a given, but just some outliers. But yeah, it's devolved into madness again, and it like it does up Van Talk. There's a couple of windmills spinning round. It's sunny in Yorkshire. So yeah, keep subscribing, keep watching, comment anything on this one. I don't really know. Just comment somewhere, because apparently they really help with algorithm stuff. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.